Hello again. Um, I guess this is part four. Still feels awkward talking to a phone sitting in my car, parked on the side of the road. But anyway, I guess to continue, I left off. Yeah. So the series that I started after the Territorial War series, I released the book The Plague of Cavernax, which was the first homebrew campaign I had written. And then I started the Forgotten Tale series. Now, this is the series I'm still writing. And honestly, it's my favorite one. It is, in my opinion, some of the best character development I've ever been able to convey. With the help of, my wife and my friends, we, because it's a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. I'm pretty sure I said it in the last one, but it's a campaign that is set in the setting of the Territorial War series. If you ever read the series, especially the prequels, you'll see that at the beginning, usually in the introduction of every single book, I'll say what year it is, and it's important because they take place in different years. With the Legends of Old happening before the Overseer era, the same with the Birth of Evil. But then the Territorial War series itself takes place 9,000 years after the birth of the first Overseer. Um, the Forgotten Tale series is in the middle. It's during the Overseer era, um, around 6998, and so I created an entire world um, in Paxanthus, which is the world that is in the Territorial War series, the world I've made, and I gave it so much more depth, so much more life to the territories, to their culture, to their mannerisms, um, down to the gods they worship. It has it has allowed me to be more creative than I ever imagined I would be, and that's the series I'm on now. The Forgotten Tale is what it's called. It follows one group of heroes, which is my players, and they're surprisingly not asinine antics. I feel like every D&D party is a little chaotic at times. I don't care what that character sheet says. Everybody's a little chaotic, but the players enjoy the campaign. I love that they enjoy the campaign. That means a lot to me as a DM, but it also allows me to more easily convey the things we do in the book. It's plural. Um, we're still playing. We are pretty far ahead of where I'm at in the books, but I kind of write when I can, and then I prepare the next session when I can. And yeah, so that is how I got to the Forgotten Tale. Like I said, I love the series, and but I mean, it's going to come to an end eventually. My guess is there's going to be about 8 books total, um, and I am working on the fourth one now. But um, after that, who knows? Who knows where I'll go? Um, you know, it's been so long of a ride. When I first started writing, I just wanted cool fights. I just wanted to take different characters and pit them against one another. You know, pit powers against powers, territory against territory. It was like the tournament arc from Naruto. Like that's what was in my head when I did it, and I gave it another overarching story. It's not, if you've never read it, it's not just about the tournament, but that's a big part of it, like 80% of it. And the main storyline is happening in the background as it goes. And it's crazy how it went from that to, even in the second and third book, these way more in-depth storyline and involved more character development, to where I'm at now, where the world is a living, breathing thing outside of the characters. And it is wild. I don't know how else to describe it. It is something I'm very passionate about. I can sit here and talk about the lore of my world, the historical events. I can do that all day. Like, if you don't believe me, ask me in wherever the comments are. Ask me. I'll tell you. I'll answer anything. It's actually one of the ways I built all of the lore was through the kind of Q&A and like Dungeons and Dragons Facebook groups and things like that. And yeah, I'm very passionate about it. And this is not where I thought I would be when I started writing. I just wanted to put anime into words when I first started this. And over, I would say, man, it's been a lot of years. I'm 33 now, so yeah, over 15 years, maybe 14, over 10 for sure. I went from just writing what I thought were cool fights, magical powers and just people duking it out, and it has evolved into this just over and ever flowing story and world that has just developed so much life. And I appreciate that just from a personal perspective. I appreciate what, writing has done for me. And that's been my development. I don't know where I'm going to go from here. I don't know what I'm going to do after I finish these next 4 or 5 books in this series. But I'm sure something will come to mind. I know my story as an author specifically is not all that eventful. My life's been a little crazy, but just from a writer's perspective, it's it's pretty generic, probably run of the mill, but yeah. I mean, if you've sat here this whole time and you've listened to me spill my guts, I appreciate it. Thank you. And yeah, I'll go from here, but for the most part, that's it. You all have a good one.